The heat is terrific.
Oh, really?
Sure. Now, if you can't stand the heat,
Choose to post and make your comments, views, opinions, or variety of topics on trending issues.
so welcome to your informative,
Inspiring,
entertaining,
political,
educative.
Let's come here and deliberately refuse to listen to the cry of the citizens, because on several occasions we have gathered to cry on the government, but the government deliberately refused to listen to our call.
Born in Nigeria, but every Nigerian will be guaranteed a seat opportunity. What you do with that opportunity is up to you.
By recently stated that you're going to be president on 6
So I'm listening, I just said it today.
Okay, so yeah, maybe prudent that if you are president, people come about insulting you like this.
My man, if I don't want to be insulted, everyone lay down my family. When you take public, when you have become public, don't fight.
Did you hear the press conference of Berwickle, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatements.
You got science school here. Science school does not produce a single rubber band. They don't even produce drugs. They don't even produce condom for safe sex.
No? Yeah.
Oye, ayer a él, pero ¿cómo vosotros?
Program comes your way every Monday to Friday from 12 to 1:30 p.m. on your sensitive radio station called 91.9 FM. So join your humble servant, J Nathaniel B on your program, The Heat. For all the heat with J Nathaniel B. Yes, only SL and his kind friends. Good afternoon, life day. The heat. The heat.
The heat.
The heat.
The heat.
The heat.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
The heat is terrific.
Oh, really?
Sure. Now, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Wonderful. Talking about that heat that gives you a chance to talk, make your comments, views, opinions, providing your comments on trade issues and
So welcome to your informative,
inspiring,
entertaining,
political,
educative
fascinating
program, The Heat.
Gathered here today to draw the attention of the international community because this government says to proud this government when the government limited repeat the lesson to our call. Born in Nigeria where every Nigerian will be guaranteed a seat opportunity. You and our opportunity.
So each of these boxes has 50 pieces in one. So we got 50 pieces in one bag times 4 of this, and then the other 50 pieces in one bag times 4. So that's what we did in just to increase the work of people and
So thank you.
The expiration date is there, will expire 2026. Now, because sometimes people think that when things come, most of them are expired to know they are not. That aura, when they say aura, meaning something that you just take to. So the expiration of all the boxes 2026, they are all
So thank you folks for watching. I'm going to the next video. So
give us the overview of this.
All of a sudden now we saw taking people from Moldova to come and do this work.
So you were making some allegations saying that the contract or the contractor that are involved into the construction of this market is the husband of the senator. So the audience know about it.
The husband now?
Yeah, can you explain what's the relationship between the contractor and Bodokane when it comes to the construction of this market?
If you want to explain to the audience, he's the husband for the senator. He's the husband for the senator.
So the issue of roads continue to give you difficulty, and government have come, and we have a new government, and the issue of roads is that interest. Why are the citizens doing and give you a seat war and you people will vote them back to power?
Oh, thank you so much. I think you travel the road, you saw the road condition. One of the main things that really something some of us do not have radio station. So the people use this means as hunting area, fishing area because this place is just like day hot. So anything that you want to expose out, you don't get the means to bring it out. So there is no any other mechanism why ready for you to this.
So are you dissatisfied with Bodokane?
Bodokane in the first place, she only serving this thing. But 2030, she's not going to see it. I was one of the few men that preach politics for her, realistically. But she failed us. Let me make this clear to Bodokane fail us. Not the better district, but it's the country. She has failed the country.
So there are many young people within the Bella district here, and for the local things, the issue of job creation, and you have a lot of gold mines here within the Bella district. What are the citizen engagement with the county officials when it comes to that?
Why is discussing the district president, that's the district commissioner, who engaged them, one of those things.
I'm just put already.
Sometimes they give they are saying if we work out, a lot of people were saying, we are manufacturing pictures, that is
so I told him,
if you discussing the Bella district, I'm not discussing the township, but if you discussing the Bella district, people used to discuss the district in the city. They run the issue in the district, they only come to us as soon as they say, yeah, you're stopping. Or this is the thing that you need. But for now, at least someone who's seen that they can come in the district will sit down around table to discuss.
So, lastly, what is the living condition of the people here?
The living condition for us now, the environment is not safe. The environment is not safe. I told you on the earlier stage that the Belleville they are suffering. There's no companies in the big district. Only live by quarantine and family.
So are you also disappointed in the Bwaka administration?
I'm well disappointed. Very disappointed.
So
that's not
But that's not a Kenyan. I said I was a one really was not to look at my government. Like I said, not to them where one really link already. So I was saying yes.
Maybe you have final saying you want to say. Maybe you want anything that is on your mind. You want to say.
That is me. I already generated. I was saying, me. I already generated. What is going on? I open WhatsApp now to send you.
What's your open WhatsApp? Ever send on our computer?
No problem.
That's why you use your WhatsApp. You open ever since.
Thank you, sir. So there you have it. A citizen of the Bella district giving his frustration with Boto County, saying that Madam Cannon awarded this her market building project to her husband, Frank, Mr. Manti. So this is where you have a conflict of interest. These are the people, quote unquote, who came to rescue. But we don't know. The citizen himself has given disagreement to these projects. So we are still here. We will be going another side, especially around the Bella Fasman forest to the Bella Yala prison. So we are moving around the Bella Yala prison area, and we will get more of these conversation with citizens, ascertain their views, making them to.
You need some more? You need a camera?
Yeah, you need to.
All right.
So are you saying since American won as senator, he have not stepped a feet in Belfast, man?
After the campaign 2023, we came in the Benin district for us and we appreciate the effort for that. Because most often our lawmaker, when you go there, they hold with them over there. Maybe after they are 6 years or 9 years, then they come back. They not care to tell us that we appreciate you for that. A second trip he came here, I understand when since I was doing the groundbreaking ceremony to Baruma, we all were here. That was his second team in the Benin district. And then the third time he came here, I told me that day, I was not here, but I met him in Roma. Because when I got the information, I found out that I was here for the meeting, and I met him in Roma. So if all people can say,
And a pleasant good afternoon on today, 11102025. Today is the 11th month and the 11th day of the month 2025. So the 10th of the 11th month and the 10th day of the month. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, the pleasant welcome on today. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Many thanks to all of you joining us live on our WhatsApp, on our cool page, Facebook, also live with us on YouTube across the world on 91.9. We say welcome. Don't forget the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority. And those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual today, I am your humble servant. I am J Nathaniel B Senior. On today's edition of the program this afternoon, be with us until 1:30 because we open the lines where you have your take on the program, and we value the comments. They are the building block to our modern and emerging democracy in Liberia. On today, we say welcome and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here today from the production department with T. Nicholas Barkley, making this edition a spectacular one. You're aware that the Liberian government has unveiled the fiscal year 2026 draft national budget, outlining a comprehensive 1.211 billion plan to strengthen the national health, education, security, governance, and infrastructure sector. And also right now, as I speak to you, the opening of the court across Liberia, the November term of court AD 2025, is actually on right now as I speak to you before at the Temple of Justice. We say welcome to all of you on this edition of the program. And today, I'm also informed that the Ministry of Health, with this money and support from the World Bank of Liberia, funded the health portfolio, starting a new program called the Health Security Project. It's called HESP, and it's there effectively to make sure to stop diseases before it spread or it's been detected in other parts of Liberia, so that they can give early warning to the country. But we say welcome to all of you on today. Today is the 10th day of the 11th month of the year. Today, November 10, 2025 edition of the program. November 1976, Liberia was history was shaped by the policy of President William Aratoba Jr. in internal political discourse, particularly regarding the country's foreign relations and its future constitutional structure in Liberia. Aratoba was actively reevaluating Liberia's foreign policy to be more non-aligned and were addressing democratic domestic issues like poverty, ignorance, while the legislative debates were starting about potential changes to the presidential term limit up on. Good afternoon. Today's in History is a regular feature on our programs where we bring you developmental point. Today, November 10, 1988, Liberia was under the rule of Samuel Doe, and there are a lot of key activities, including worsening human rights situations, such as poor conditions in the prison and the mistreatment of Sierra Leone nationals and the ongoing political tensions that would soon escalate into civil war at the time in 1988 happened today. Today, the 10th of November 2016, Liberia focused its activity at the time on Ellen Johnson's leave, congratulating Angola on its 41st independence anniversary, meeting with Kenyan Vice President and public discourse on electoral policy, especially the upcoming 2017 election and the debate over dual citizenship. This event took place at a time when the country was still recovering from the 2014 Ebola outbreak and implementing its long-term reform strategy upon. Today, the 10th of November in 2019, Liberia's government was focused on attracting foreign investment, with the Liberian embassy in London hosting investment meeting in partnership with the British embassy. The date was also the time for remembering historical figures, as the 2019 event mirrored the focus on remembering history that was being emphasized in other contexts, including past coup attempts. In the separate events, the activity also focused on declining ethical relations, noted that more than 10 years after the Truth and Reconciliation Commission released its final report, its recommendation had not been implemented upon to the 10th of November in 2019. We say welcome to all of you on this edition of the program. Let me say to you on a holiday on Thursday, Mrs. Grace Guam was on the line. We're going to have a full interview with her on today, and today she's set to be with us on this afternoon program where we will settle down issues. And like I asked that day and said, you now out of the CMC, what is the next move? We will hear a lot of the CMC and a lot of the move they made, and also government activities focus on legislative issues, because one of the major issues that brought Madame Guan on this limelight, her utmost outspoken process about transparency. She said transparency should be the hallmark of the day in building institutions. And so we're going to be hearing a lot more from Mrs. Grace Renelle Guan from the United States this afternoon. We will be following her today and we'll be chit-chatting with her on the spectacular show this afternoon. You will have the activities to be a part of this process. Remember, there are a lot of issues in Liberia today. The issue of the government placed up on the proposed draft national budget in $1 billion. How does that seem to be to Liberians? And the issue of the AREPT, Liberia Asset Retrieval process established by the president, have started their own advancement. And you are aware also that June of this year, when the LCC boss appeared before Mika press briefing, she made mention that there are a lot of the cases on about 4 to 5 high-profile cases were already being concluded in our end. They were already before the Justice Ministry, and they were waiting for the term of court so that the Minister of Justice can draw an indictment, for those who were accused or who are being held liable for further clarity upon. And we are happy today to know that the the November term of court has already opened, and we are hoping that that process will be set up on today. Let me say welcome. We say welcome to all of you on this edition of the program, and we'll take a very short break this afternoon, and there are a lot of issues to talk about this afternoon.
What's up, Babu? What's up, man? When I smoke, I have put it on radio. I'm not talking to media. So that put the camera to you talking to you. We come to her driving again. I will drive it. You want to get any video? What's up, Babu? What's up, man? When I smoke, I have put it on radio. I'm not talking to media. So that put the camera to you talking to you. We come to her driving again. I will drive
to all of you, and we are optimistic and hopeful that you had a very, very, very great weekend. Let me say welcome to all of you today. You know, let me say there are a lot of issues up in Liberia today. Remember the issue about the government proposed draft national budget to the lawmakers. Remember the president asked at the time for 1 more week, and the finance minister has done the needful to produce this. This is first of its kind in Liberia. But you know, a Liberia issue is so much in a Liberia way hard to celebrate, because before things are happening, people are celebrated. But then when you celebrate again, you notice that things happen later on differently. And it becomes worrisome to the Liberian people. So it becomes a very serious issue. So Liberians are all ears, their eyes are all up waiting to hear. And some of the revelations that are coming through the entire budget issue, some are happy, but there are questions asked. You know, there are questions asked about how the national cake is to the legislature. And often Liberia will say that they were the Liberia problems will always start from. So it becomes an issue. And it's worrisome to see that this is there are a lot of improvement. You look at health, increment, you look at agriculture. Senator Agenda focuses on agriculture, road, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. So these are the issues that they will fight to amend. And some Liberians are so much happy today. So it's good to announce to you that 1,211,085,220 is what has been presented before the legislature, the draft national budget for fiscal year 2026. The president has broken the record again, but folks are asking the viability of this process, because is it all about the puppet pageantry, all about celebrating these news, but then at the end of the day, because we saw in the past government, they celebrated 800 million first as the first ever budget for Liberia since almost 200 years, and Liberia never saw the essence of such a budget or why it came up upon. It was an issue. Now, one of the issues the government celebrated, this government celebrated the NCC. Now, some of the issues that are happening in past government were issues that were captured upon and better, and it's important. The scorecard, like we can improve for the fact that we are going on the non-permanent membership at the National Security Council, and we have been accepted on several high-profile tables across the world. These are other issues that help us. But there are a whole lot of greater responsibility on this government, and no one should talk about it. Because mind you, we were here today, 1 billion budget, we start hearing budget shortfall. 1 billion budget, we start hearing recast. And somebody said to me, Nathaniel, recast is really so synonymous to this United Party government. Since the issue of recast has always been an issue. And one thing that we are falling short on, that if we don't handle, we will not do anything good for this country, the issue of accountability. We see we are now giving huge budget to institutions, increasing their budgetary allotment, which is good, that they do more. But what have they done with the little we gave them? Can they say to us that the little you are giving us, we did this to improve the lives of the people? Today, if you look today, this historical Palm Grove Cemetery, where we saw former head of states as a resting place, we saw permanent and eminent Liberians, is now becoming a serious environmental and public health concerns in the heart of Monrovia. The Palm Grove Cemetery is now becoming a major problem for this country. Imagine in the heart of the capital city, a big dump site area is being provided. That area is unkempt. That area is a serious embarrassment to the country, and we don't know what the Monrovia Corporation is doing about this. All we see, they are failed. And then we see a bunch of our citizens, drug dealers, cover in our area. And then we see residents of Monrovia have used that place to carry their waste. The cemetery has deteriorated into a dump site and a waste of drug users in this country. And the Monrovia Corporation, it has been a very strong challenge for them that they are not doing nothing of it. Some will say they're doing something, but they are little they're doing cannot even match up with anything of evidence. Because it still remains a major problem. And I'm looking at budget that if MC should be getting increment in the budget, what have they done with the little we gave them? What prospect we have that they will be able to do more on this process here? These are all issues that brothers are asking. Is it just about giving the money? Is it all just about increasing the allotment for ministry agencies? Does it go more further than that? That Liberia will begin to see this process? This is serious for this country. It is. You go to the Ministry of Agriculture, increment. Have they satisfactorily convinced us of what they have done in the past? You go to FDA, Ministry of Mines and Energy, the Liberia Land Authority, the NRC, and several other institutions. Let's go to the Ministry of Justice and its accelerated arms. Are they really working out? You see the Liberia National Police a huge increment. can they justify what they've been getting before that the increment will be convinced that they will do it, or we just want to give money to them because we have to give money because the budget growing? These are major issues. And this question I ask because the point at which the budget has reached, it has reached down before our direct lawmakers. And they are the ones who will straighten this process and say these are the necessary indicators that Liberia should look up to. Let me take this break and welcome you to this conversation here with Mrs. Grace Guan from the United States. But listen to her first. Listen to her.
Even though you retire and give some money, or we also want to see how we can rejoin. If we want to give you some package, but at least coming to the hospital. So most of the time, people don't want to come. You know, they are afraid of the money. But I think it's better you come to the right way so that you can be giving the proper advice. They don't mind with the money. Yes, and the IP, but if I was to tell somebody, I think.
After sending her a letter of resignation from the party that she was no longer an executive committee member, and not only that, but also her membership. We will speak to Mrs. Guan from the United States. She was the chairperson there, chairlady of Canada and the USA, and about most. And if today, who she supported in the past election, we're talking about a lot more of the issue and what are the prospects ahead, especially diving deep into Liberia politics here in the country upon. But first, we'll join Mrs. Guan on the line from the United States. We say, good afternoon.
I don't know how to do things on the order. You have no order in the party. No order. No order you have in the party. Your party executives should be even worried that you the only person appointing people all over the place. Nobody got anything to say because everybody there just to get something to eat. I was the only person with my heart open that came to help you. I didn't want anything. Because I told you I saw.
It's in the afternoon here in Liberia, and that's the nature of God's beauty. At your end, it's in the morning. Let me say welcome. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I want to say good afternoon in Liberia to all the friends, all my Liberian people. I want to say good afternoon to you guys. I am doing great here. I just woke up. It was 7:38 in the morning, and we are about to start our day on this end while you guys are in the afternoon. That's the goodness of God right there.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Let me say welcome, thank you, and thank you again for taking your time out to speak with us on some trending national issues in the country. At first, a Liberian listening.
And I tell you, I want to say to you that you are very blessed, man, because I was not willing to do interview with anybody, but following you on the radio and the kind of passion you have for the country and things that you want to see change for the Liberian people, you seem to be very sincere. So that's why I'm doing this interview with you. So many platforms have called me all over the place, offering me money. I told them no, I'm not going to do it. And but when you ask, when you guys reach out to me, I've been following you, so I felt that you deserve this interview. So that's what I'm going to do with you today.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm honored. I'm honored. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And your tireless effort for this country will never go unnoticed. We will all be willing to bring Liberians who are passionate about seeing Liberia develop. Mrs. Guan, first of all, I want to ask you, starting up with this, Liberians home and abroad following us online want to know who is Mrs. Grace Guan. Who are you?
Thank you. Firstly, I am a Liberian.
Okay.
So I am a Liberian. I'm a mother of 3 children. 2 of my children are college students now. They are living, on campus and on their own. I have my 13-year-old son in the house, so he's my last child. I am also a wife of many years. I've been married to my husband, Mr. Patrick, and we are here together in the States and living our lives. We also come to Liberia every year to help to do some work around the country. And my husband is a musician, a renowned musician here in the great United States of America.
You can find him on YouTube as well. So
Wow.
living our life, and that's part of me. And also, I was born in Soniwen. I was born in Soniwen. I think it was 3 months after I was born. My parents moved to Loking Town. So I grew up in Loking Town, right behind the East Park area. I lived there all my life. I went to Montgomery College, there where I graduated high school from. But my entire schooling was in B.W. Harris High School, B.W. Harris School. From my junior high years, I went there until 12th grade, and then they walked in. And we were the seniors from B.W. Harris. There was the school that did not open until 1991, only MC and some other few schools opened. So most of the B.W. Harris seniors went to MC, and there where we graduated from MC, while our foundation was in B.W. Harris School. I went to Bromley Mission as well because my parents, they were Episcopalians. So I went to the Episcopal school, during my school years. And then the war, hit the country. I went to a refugee camp. I was in Ghana. I also went to Ivory Coast. I also went to Nigeria. So I went to all those different refugee camps. And my parents had already been dead. So I was a teenager, and I had to find my way, and that's the reason why I was making my life rooted to help the youth in Liberia, because me too, after I found myself on these refugee camps, people were able to help me. So that's one of my sole calling, to help the youth of Liberia. So in 2000, I was able to make it here to the States. I worked in Ghana a little bit when I went there. I was fortunate to have a job. The way I got this job was that George Weah, he and his
the former president,
African Cup of Nations. The former president, he came to play football in Ghana. It was African Cup of Nations.
Okay.
And I think Liberia was part of that team. And the people went on the refugee camp, and they were looking for people to sell Coca-Cola. So somebody chose me and said, okay, this girl, maybe she could be part of the sales group. So they gave me a Coca-Cola stand, my umbrella, my 5 case of soft drink, and my a stand with it. So I was on the field, I was selling my Coca-Cola and my soft drink, and it happens that I sold the most drinks in the African Cup of Nations.
Wow.
So after everything, the sales were made and everything, the people went back to Coca-Cola company. There was a white guy who was the CEO. So they were checking everything, and then they said they had our names. So someone brought my name up. They said, oh, but this girl, I was young. This girl, she saw the most Coca-Cola on the field. So the people wanted to see who I was. So they went back on the camp and started looking for me. And the guy came and said, oh, we're looking for Grace. So I said, that's me. I did something. He said, oh, no. I said, did I, report the money because maybe I was short, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So they said, oh, no, everything all right, but we need to see you to the Coca-Cola company in Accra. So I went to the Coca-Cola company, and then they were making, he said, Grace, congratulations. I said, thank you. I said, but for what? He said, you sold the most Coca-Cola on the entire field. How you did it? So I said, I was just smiling, and I was telling everybody to come and buy from me. He started laughing. He said, you're a good salesperson. Okay. So then he told me that we're going to hire you here. So we're going to hire you as a receptionist, but later on we're going to train you to be a saleswoman. So I said, okay, that's how I was hired in Coca-Cola in Ghana, and I was able to get an apartment there, and I started living my life there. And then in 2000, I was fortunate to come to the great United States of America, where I came here and I worked so hard. I met my husband, and both of us working. He went to school first, and then I went to school and did my undergraduate education in Middlesbrough University. I did speech communication with emphasis in public relations, and now I am studying at the Penn State University. I have 2 classes away from getting a master's degree in human resources and employment relations. I also have a master's certificate in labor and employment law right now. And I've been working 14 years at the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which is the state. And I'm a philanthropist.
Okay.
So since 2009 as well, I have supported different initiatives in the USA here, and also in Liberia. I have came to Liberia, I had brought container with things for the youth through my foundation that I founded in 2009 called Legacy Holding Foundation. I have been to so many countries. It came a time, I think 2018, I brought 1,000 backpacks with everything in it. I brought laptops, iPads for people, and I went from Grand Bassa to different countries, giving these things to different communities, to the children. I went back to my old school, Bromley Mission. I did a program there. I helped the children there. Made sure they had, all of them had an iPad and also the backpack with the capital pencil calculator all in it. So I've been doing some work.
But Mrs. Guan, you travel a couple more minutes, sorry. You travel extensively in Liberia, helping. I mean, I ask you, which part of Liberia do your parents or you hail from?
Okay, my mother is from Maryland. She's from Rocktown. So my mother is from Rocktown. My father is actually a Ghanaian mix. So he went to Liberia as a youth, and then when he met my mother, he lived there all his life. And he and my mother got married, and they have us as children. And we live our lives there. So my mother is a Marylander, Rocktown, and my father is the Liberian mixed Ghanaian.
Okay, that's great. It's such an inspiring and a great story to motivate the young people of this country that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Let me say welcome. Let's start out this conversation this way. You just resigned recently from the CMC as a chairperson from Canada and the USA, and from all indication, other conversations have proven that you were a very influential person within the CMC. So what really motivated you to be a member of the Citizen Movement for Change?
Okay, so firstly, what I did was in 2019, there was a lot of things going on in Liberia, especially concerning women's rights and sexual gender-based violence and all of that. So I started talking concerning women's rights and sexual-based violence, gender-based violence, sodomizing, all that stuff, and we had done a lot of work in Liberia with a lot of Liberian women joined together, including myself, although I funded the organization for Liberian Women Advocacy Network International, and we have been working tirelessly. So I was on the screen on Facebook, on social media, talking, and then one day I was approached by the closing argument, the panelists. They called me and asked me to come and be a part of the closing argument so I can give my views on stuff in Liberia. So I said, okay. So I went on there and I used to talk on there. While I was there, I wrote this paper called Liberians are in an abusive relationship with the UP and the SPC board. So that before I think when it came out, Musa Bilete came on the closing argument for an interview, and I was there, so we all interviewed him.
And that was back in October 2024.
Yes.
Okay.
We interviewed him. And then he started to try to engage me. He said that he saw my article. He said around the panel that he was very impressed with what I wrote, and it inspired him. So he started, we started talking, and he every night and then he would come on the platform and we would talk on the platform, and he got in contact with me behind the scenes. And I came to Liberia and I met him and this guy called Thomas George. And we sat down and we talked. He called me and said he wanted to meet with me to tell me, about what's going on in the country. Because he felt that I had so much insight about Liberia, he was surprised.
Okay.
So I said, okay, so we met. And he brought Thomas George along. We met, we had, I think, breakfast that morning. And he started to tell me about Liberia. He had vast knowledge about the country and the politics, knowing that he was part of Liberty Party, Unity Party, what the Ellen Johnson said. This man had working for your office, and all that kind of stuff. So he knew very about politics. So he said a lot that day. I was amazed. I was like, wow. So these are all the things that are going on in this country. I said, well, if you had intrinsic knowledge like this about this country, why don't you think for running for higher position? I asked him, and he said, I don't know, if I want to do that. I already ran as a representative, and and I did some work where I am, and that. So for me, I always like to do research. So after we spoke and everything was done, I went behind him. I was like, he has so many, all these things that he had done. You know, they trust him. I started noticing that people really did not trust him and everything because there's behind every smoke, there's a fire.
Yeah.
So I started thinking about that. So later on, I came back to the States and he kept in contact with me. And then one day he texted me and he said, Grace, you know, the thing you told me, I'm thinking about it. So I have forgotten what I told him. I said, oh, like what? He said, oh, you told me I could run for office. So I said, oh yeah. I said, but I look behind you and you have a lot of controversy behind you. And he said, oh, you know, I know these things are behind me. Some of them are not true. He said they are not true. So I said, you can say, I said to him, I said, you can say, some of them are not true.
Yes,
but most of the time, when all these things behind you, some of them have to be true.
Yeah.
So where are you now with all these things that I said? He said, well, my life has changed. He said, I'm not that person. And some of the things they said you're right are true, and some of them are not true, but I have moved on. I have been very influential in helping Liberians. So I said, oh, okay. So then he said, well, I'm thinking about what you told me, and I think I want to do it. He said, he said, then the conversation was like, he's going to form this political party, and he's going to push for the representative and the Senate, where you know, we can breed up, we take forward, that will be able to help the country through the legislature. You know, not so much a presidency, but through the legislature. So he was looking at that. So I said, that's a brilliant idea. So then he said, I will contact you, you know, when everything's said and done. Oh, what? And then later on, he contacted me and said, oh, Grace, he called me and said, I'm ready to launch everything now.
But you are
I don't know what you think about it. And the last time we spoke, we're coming up with names for the party, everything didn't come out with the exact name that we wanted. So later on, when he called me and said, oh, okay, so he's about to launch, so he wants to come aboard. I felt last at this, I kind of felt I didn't want to do it, to tell you the truth. And I told him, I said, I have to get this. So I thought about it for like days. You know, he kept on texting me, what you say now, boss, you know, sometimes he referred to me like that, and I was asking, I don't know yet to cheat. You know, so I started to think about it. My second thinking, you know, that little voice in me was telling me not to do it, to tell you the truth. But then, because of the love I have for Liberia so much, I really want Liberia to be a better place. I want the youth to have a chance in this life, especially Liberian youth. They are taking away so much. They did it to us when we were growing up, and now our children are suffering it right now. So I said, maybe let's see what happens, because you know, remember now the Constitution written and everything. He was going to be he was going to fight for the political leadership. But now we didn't know if he would be the standard bearer. The openness for the whole thing was, we will vote him as standard bearer. It did not have to be him. We can have this party and other people can come along once they have the strength and they have the record to show. They can fight for standard bearer.
And you always support him.
He doesn't have to.
Okay.
And we all want to support that person, you know, regardless whether it's him or not. But we want to give everybody else a chance, because the guys from Liberia that can apply for that position and go and do a good job, but they don't have political party to do it. So that was the law that was breaking into the whole structure of this place in New York change. And then later on, I decided, I said, okay, I will come and help you. But I asked him a question. I said, do you want me to help you from the back? Means that I will do all your documentation for you, because I'm very savvy when it comes to that. You know, put everything in place, make sure that things are happening. But I don't have to come and show up that I'm really supporting you, but I can do your work in the back and push you guys. And he said, oh no, I really want you to come, you know, be in the front. You know, you can do all the stuff too, but I want you to be in the front because you're very vocal, so you can help to push the party forward. As then later on, I agreed that I would be, you know, part of the thing in the fullness of it all. You know, I was going to put in, and for me, when I put my hands to something, I fight to the end. I am a very, very passionate person when I want to do something. So, you know, I started to fight, try to get information on his different controversy concerning FIFA. I was looking into all these things. I have some white friends, you know, I tried to ask them to look into it for me, because we work together on other things. And I asked them, look into this, look into that, and look into this. You know, they gave me advice. But in my heart, I said, you know what, people this can happen and people can change from those things and still do something better, so we have to give other people chance. But then when I got in the nitty-gritty of the formation of the party, as soon as the first meeting hit, when we got there, and he told me you were going to call some other people, and we all were going to get on a meeting and start to discuss. When the first meeting hit, when I got there, I saw something funny about the meeting. It was not adding up to me. We are forming a party, but then most of the people you brought on board there are your friends. So I started to think twice. They have other Liberians that meeting was just supposed to meet one another. Before I looked, they started to put people in positions for the structure I formed for the USA. They started to insert people into those positions. I was taken aback because I knew the people he brought on, they were not too savvy when they came to that. How they know who to pick and what to put in place. Then after that, I realized that they had decided that thing before we ever came on our first meeting. And that's when they started putting in position. And then I started to second guess myself and say that Grace, you were right. But then they passionate me to help Liberia. I said, let's just push a little bit. Well, let's see. Maybe these people will be able to deliver, although they're friends, but they might probably be able to deliver. I personally, from a administration background, and also, public relation background, and whatsoever I've done with my experience and knowledge, when you start in this kind of thing, you don't bring people because you know them. You bring people.
You don't bring friends. But at that time, Mrs. Guan, were you a part of any political gathering in a political party during that or before that period?
Yes, I wasn't a part of a political party. I supported Dr. Paris Moniba in 2023 elections. I supported him. I wasn't part of his party. Somebody brought the idea to me, one of my friends, and said that they were looking at him. He seemed to be, young and vibrant, and so maybe we should support him. I did my research on him. He had a very good background, so I supported him through the entire.
Other the most ability who had issues with FIFA, rule fund, and all this kind of that also pointed towards him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clarence Moniba's information was very clear. I mean, he had no setbacks at all. So I decided to support him in 2023, and I supported him to the end. He did not win, as you saw. He came in the race in January. We made sure that he was seen by July. Everybody knew him. We did that public relations in the past. We really pushed him out there, and people started to know him. And we worked with him closely. And after the 2023 election, he did not win, and we still, supported him in the back. But then later on, I figured out that he never had too much interest. I said, like to say he wasn't speaking when it came to issues concerning Joseph Waka government. He was kind of silent. So I said, okay, maybe he's not running again. I tried to engage him, and he said that he was working on other stuff, and he was, looking at things, doing other things for now. So then when Billy came, I said, well, maybe Dr. Moniba will not be running any longer, so maybe I should take this opportunity, because for me, it's about Liberia.
Yeah.
I don't support people because they are my friends. I don't support them because I know them. I support them because I want Liberia to be a better place. And if I see a fire somewhere that I think can go somewhere, I would be there to support that person because I want Liberia to be that change that I'm looking for. And that's the reason why I actually came and joined Citizen Movement for Change. Citizen Movement for Change is the first political party I have ever joined. In this stage of this, I didn't bear anything. Say, oh, I will wait and I will bear this. No, I did not do that. I told them in the meeting that this is not what for my vision for Liberia. This is not what I'm seeing right here. So I'm not going to be a part of this. So
Madam Guan, are you hurt? Is there any regret that you had joining the Citizen Movement of Change? Is that because most of the time, like last time we had a conversation, some callers were saying we trust our Liberians who are out there who know about the country, but then if they bring people to us and the people are not trustworthy, then they fool us, then they lie to us, then it gets us confused who to follow when they're telling us who to go behind. That's why I'm asking now, is there any regret with the decision you made to join the CMC while you are out now?
Yeah, but somebody like me, because I joined CMC, we are in 2026, 2025.
Yeah, 2025.
2026. I did not stay to the end until you said, well, 2028, then I removed myself. I saw something was not going to work, and I I remove myself earning because I want the better for Liberia. That's the reason why, I'm sincere. I'm not going to buy anything that's not going to benefit the country. Sure that I'm not going to be a part of this, just in case the Liberian people choose the wrong thing, I will hold myself and say, you know what, I told them, but they did not listen to me. Okay. So I think the Liberian people should applaud me for doing that. Okay. In the nine months of CFC formation, I was part of the formation.
This not going to change the country at all. We are having conversation with Mrs. Grace Guam from the United States this afternoon. The heat. Liberians are following us upon. We'll open the lines to come. You will have your say on some of the issues, your own opinion, your own comment on some of the issues Mrs. Guam has outlined. Now, upon her stay with the CNC, and now she's out, her role she played there. Mrs. Guam, when you wrote this article back then, you spoke about the issue of corruption, the legislative bodies in the world who are doing their own process upon. You talk about the Bugger administration and the UP are not in this alone, building Liberia further. You said out of every 6 of our senators, this is direct, out of every 6 of our senators have been sanctioned by the United States for corruption. You mentioned them. Nathaniel Mangale, CDC, Bill Travis, CDC, Prince Johnson, MDR was late, but team up with UP, then CDC, then UP as the Senate to the presidency, Abbott Chair CDC, Emmanuel Mukwe, former member of the UP and served in the WIA administration, have all been sanctioned under the International Magnitsky Act for Corruption. That was the exact statement in that process. I'm going to ask you, you speak about transparency, issue that you saw were the foundation of the CNC, but then later on you saw that those things were not going right in terms of transparency. I'm bringing you fast forward to Liberia today. You listen to the Joseph Mubarak government. You listening to the asset recovery and retrieval team. They are unearthing names, folks who may have one way or the other worked in helping transfer Liberia resources through other means for personal gain. This aspect of transparency, I'm asking you, what's your take about this government now?
This government now, and I always say that, and that one of the reasons why people, actually follow me. I would say I don't. The UP government and the CDC government has passed. These two political parties and ruling governments have done nothing for the country so far as we expect. Liberia has been away from the war has been over so many years. UP government had the opportunity to lead Liberia for 12 years. And the kind of resources that the international community provided at that time, Liberia should have been very resurrected. When I mean resurrected, have supposed to come now to the standard of the real world. Okay. And we have found ourselves not in that position because corruption has lived within the country and these two governments forever. Now we're seeing that our people know that these two political parties will not be the people that will deliver Liberia for its dying stages. Liberia is dying by the day. So I have a little bit of kind of hoping that President Blanca will try to do the right thing because he has been in the government entity surroundings for so long. So I'm hoping that he will try to do the right thing. But when you have all these people that are in power alone, that have been sanctioned, by the international world, are you expecting these people to do the right thing for Liberian people? It's not going to be. So the thing is that I know that since Joseph Baka came to power, this man has been, citing people here for corruption, indicting people. But have you ever seen a political leader or a government official? Have you ever seen anyone be persecuted and went to prison for numbers of years for corruption? Never in the history of Liberia so far as I know. Since after this whole war situation, we have not seen any persecution. Joseph Baka indicted so many people. The last time we saw 3 people boarding, I think, for stealing rice, and we have not heard anything. When are you going to set up a court just for persecution of a government official? Now we hear that in Abono, people like Boko rescue mother, not only this woman, was taking all the money, and allegedly, she was taking those money, giving people $200 here, $300, $400 here, and they were calling her rescue mother for that, but she was taking millions under her belt, as the government now is saying. And let's see if there's going to be persecuted, because for me, I see them just bringing these things out, but we have not had any real persecution. The building or the legislature now, nobody has been persecuted or directly, you know, is accused and said they did it with proof and everything. So we got 2 more years left. Let's see what Joseph Walker will do about these things. That's all I can say, but I don't, right now, I'm not trusting anything until I can see people actually being put to jail and their money being seized and given back to the Liberian people and go to prison for the accusation. And I need them rightly investigated and persecuted. I don't want them to persecute anybody if they did not do the crime, but if they did the crime, they have to pay for the time. They have to make sure and just walk away free. If Joseph Walker can do that.
Political parties are saying that these issues may just or might just give way for more corruption, for more stealing. The more the country's coffers grow, the more people will take it and go, and nothing will be done. Do you see? Do you have a different assessment of that with what is happening currently with this increment into the national budget?
But the thing is that the question is, why are they even increasing the national budget? Cutting the more the budget has not benefited the Liberian people. When the people pass budget in any country, it benefits the poor people more. If you pass $1 billion budget, it will benefit the legislature and their family and make sure that the staff increase and make sure you get more, increase their cars, amount that you give them to buy cars for them to run. Then what does it do for the Liberian people? The government should be able to do things that will change the lives of the Liberian people. In America here, when the people pass the budget, majority of the amount of money that goes to the budget benefits the poor people here more than anything else. We work and we pay taxes. Our people here in the country that don't work, and the people do analyze your case and make sure that maybe you had a job before, you're not working anymore, and maybe you lost your job, and right now you're looking for a job. Use on Wheels, they got people go in there and help them with their laundry and clean their homes. The budget is passed, so the money is in the budget. When the money is put there, they tell them, that's the reason why right now the government is closing Liberia, because in America here, because why? The Democrats have stood their ground and said that they will not allow the medical insurance to be, taken away from the poor Americans. They are fighting for the poor people here. In our country, the budget is set for the elites. When I mean elites, the people that work in government, they are the elites in the country. They get the Senate and the representatives, they change their cars every 3 years. Who does that? I work with the state here. I don't even have opportunity to ride the state car. If I have to ride it, because my job can allow me, if I have to do 1 or 2 investigation in the field, but I have to make sure I check my mileage, and then after I use the car, I have to take it back to the office, park it again, my own car, and come home. I am not allowed to put my kids in that car. They're not allowed to ride it. I don't have to have anybody else in the car except for me. In Nigeria, when they get a government people car, they take it for their own personal use. So the country, for such a poor country, and the poor country, the third world country, and they're living in the government official, and the poor people always suffer. I don't understand why the budget should go up. I think it was wrong for the budget to be taken, because most of the money in that budget, as I was reading, is to benefit the Senate and the House. To get them more benefits for them to live their lives. It's not to change the lives of the Liberian people. So what is it better there? What the people can say, well, in Nigeria, the refugee guys say, waiting better for me there, East Africa. What better there?
The government said they have increased healthcare, education, the allocation of budget have increased to those areas there. But let me go to, before I go to the lines, I want to take a few calls, the public following us this afternoon. Let me ask you first, do you think that this your former party, with this kind of transparency, accountability, do you think they will come back? Will there be a reset?
As far as reset, I don't have, for me, I don't have any hope in the CMC party. When it comes to resetting, for that to happen, you have to remove the entire executive.
Is that possible? Is that possible?
But because there is executive in CMC, they're not functional, not at all. The letter is the sole dictator of that whole entire executive. He tells them what he wants, they do it. He has a financial command on that. So if that has to reset, he will have to relinquish his control over the party as a political leader. He will have to relinquish when he's passing around acting like he's already on standard bearer. He's not. I could be in the party, who knows, I could have read for standard bearer.
The last time in your letter, Madam Guam, who read your letter, there you said your address, your name, everything should be removed. Your bank account, those issues you are signatory to should be removed. You are no longer an executive member. You are no longer a member of the party. Do you still stand by that? If there will be a reset.
Even if there will be a where the terrible pressure for optics, we already know what I think. Yeah, the other poor country, they will get t-shirt or work where they will get it, they find another thing, they will go eat it, they will take picture. Those things does not carry on political party, they work behind it.
Do you service to the CMC? What's your take about that?
Well, I do not see that as a disservice to the CMC. I think Joseph Waka is doing the right thing when it comes to that. The reason I say that, because me too, even within the party, I said that they should allow CMC to build those bridges. But my point is that they should have enough information on how those bridges have been built. Where is Berkeley getting his money from? The government needs to know the finances that he's getting to build this bridge. We're not just allowing people to just build all over the country and then come, they don't. We found out that the finances coming from other places that we don't know. If we affect Liberia, you never know in any way. So the government needs to just in Liberia. The government has the right to know that. And once everything is clear, you can go from somewhere where is he telling people for them to give him the finances to pay coming, say they're coming down, open a big house and say, I don't know where the money coming from there, I start living in the house, and do something happen. And I say, and everybody get a awakening, it's gonna be too late. Okay. So that he can produce all those paperwork to the government and the government approve it. He can go ahead and build the bridges. He can do philanthropist work. Doesn't mean that he will personally because today my friends are doing a lot of things in the country, just that everybody the work they do is not being exposed. So does that mean we should get a president and say no? I don't think Bilete has leadership in he's a very good man, he will help people. A lot of people do that, but as far as leadership, he doesn't have that.
Okay.
The ethical values, he doesn't have that yet.
Okay, let's go to the lines and take a few calls before I leave you. Thank you for taking your time out again on these issues here. About, I don't know whether you are having another destination. Do you have anywhere in mind now where to land? Are you anticipating going to the Unity Party, going to CDC, going to the ANC? What's going on?
I don't have anything in me to want to join any political party.
For now.
I am Grace Gore. For now, my name remains who I am.
But do you have any anticipation? Do you have any intention of becoming one day establishing a political party in Liberia, a senatorial position or representative position? Do you have any intent?
Oh, of course I have aspirations, because the passion I have in me.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so should we get in the street tour? So I don't go down to decide who will become president, will not become president. Someone is giving my idea when will not become president in the country. Whatever I have to say, you will have to be a leader. You have to serve. Or everyone around you, no matter what disappointment they carry. The leader should be called Dr. I want to show clear example of the leader. But don't do it as though,
yeah, go ahead. She listening to you.
Don't behave as though like me. Do for the other party. I'll say, basically, the point is happy for her. She's not a happy for her. She's expressing something that is key to your leadership for tomorrow. But the thing I said to her, because something happened around I want
I'm not hearing anything that way, so.
So I think she popped up over there.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Barr.
Yeah, go ahead.
And good afternoon to your children. So this is the Oracle, and I call you from here. So I say I'm the national youth chair for the Liberia Young Leaders Alliance. And she said something that caught my attention. I want to comment on that. She talked about the issue of young people. Why is this a program? Why should I vote in Musa ability and not Joseph? I think it's time for the young people, those that are qualified and competent in matter of they need to their hand in this country because they keep telling us that they are the future leaders. For how long will these future leaders who don't have the opportunity to serve the government? So by grace, I'm opening my political app to you to form the Liberia Young Leaders Alliance. This is an establishment of young people. Led by young people with love for country, not for political party or for individuals. So you're welcome to vote for the Liberia Young Leaders Alliance. Even though you are yet to decide on joining the party, well, it's still an invitation to form part of this establishment.
Okay. Somebody said they are standing by to follow you, to join you in the Young People Alliance to move forward for their country. Let me talk to another person here. Titumo. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Kume. I'm calling from the group. I want to say many thanks to Madam Grace. She spoke on a certain point, and she spoke with passion. The idea she had to refuse a lot of platforms just to get on your platform, and I like how she took you. The introduction she made, all of those things is inspiring. And I also want to say thank you to you for presenting yourself very clear, for presenting yourself that people can count on. That's just what I want to say to you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Tell me what they're saying because I can't hear them.
Okay. One of the callers, let's just hold it there before we move forward. One of the callers said, your passion for young people excelling is so much. One of you had a difference with you. You spoke exceptionally well, very much passionate, but where you said 1 minute he's being vindictive, 1 minute you said he's being used by somebody, and another minute he will not win in a political position. He's trying to find out whether you are the one deciding who should be the leader of tomorrow. And the caller that just left the line said, your opening statement that you had to leave on a platform just to be on this platform, and your assertion about the host of this show says a lot, and you spoke so much passionately about Liberia. So I'll take one more, and I'll come in here this afternoon. Let me take one more. Good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead.
So there's the oppressor, and that we have people coming to power to do the work of the Liberian people. Because where our man first joined the CCA and what nationally, I think our man who have moment. So they are one of the oppressors, and we can't listen to them, and we will not tolerate the kind of thing anymore. So when you come in, gotta be independent, think of thinking, maybe everywhere. Then when there is an tenure testimonial, they can come up, start talking anything. So we don't trust what he said.
You don't trust why she left. She was there. Why she left? You don't trust that.
We don't trust it, and it's arrested. But arrested, because you go another place again, to talk again, all that.
No, but she said she had no intent of going anywhere. But she's still watching 2 years to give me the CMC and see the reset. That's what she said. Let me take this final one. Good afternoon.
Yeah, well, it not be easy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think our Liberia politicians are not sincere to us. That woman is not sincere to Liberia. With all the conversation, all the one is personality. If you get how much working with the government of America according to her, what is she doing to make this government better?
Yeah, but then they told me you are saying you're doing injustice. You never listen to the whole conversation?
No, I got it very late, but
No, they're not. If you enter the church, don't talk. They will not give you a chance. I won't give you that chance. I won't. Let me go to hall. You can't enter the church, then you come and raise song very late. The song will start away. All of the issues of one raise, Mrs. One raise. Then you can't ask me what she been doing for life. What she doing for life, bro? Tell me, no, you want to say, not go there. Let me go to you, Mrs. Guan. We'll better out of time. I'll give you 1 minute for closing. You listen to some of the session there. One of the last callers said, you were there, you left. Listening to you, you don't think he want to trust you. You will go another place again. Maybe they see you going to have you go from there again. But what your own comment from the callers, the session this afternoon, and your parting word?
When people have their opinion, I will to speak against it.
Yeah.
So people have people that they favor. I don't care what you say is like, when they favor somebody, they favor them. And I can't change that. But when he said that, I say Pete is being controlled, and then women, Pete has a soft spot in his heart for his friends. So most of the time, when they tell him to do certain things, he will do it. I work with him, so I know. And for you to have a leader, the leader can listen to everybody, but the leader has to take a stance on its own decision when they're making, especially when it has to do with this kind of magnitude, especially you wanting to be a whole president of a country, you telling the people you want to run for that kind of position, you have to be able to be a man who stand your ground, regardless of your advisors telling you what to do. Go and read the leadership book for Obama, he will tell you that. You know, and some of the decisions made because of somebody tweeting, it wasn't good for the party in my opinion. So that's the control part I'm talking about right there. And remember, if they listen to me, I told them the man has most of his friends in the party. Most of the Majingo people are there too. So, you know, it's the long story. I cannot say all because it's not my place to do that. I want to say something, the reason why I choose to remove myself. Okay. The rest of the things I've been doing in the party.
Are you willing, Mrs. Guan, are you willing to join other youth movement, other movement that are for the young people, or are you willing that other people join you? Because one of the callers said,
I can join people to push for what right in the country. It depends on what their you know, ideology is about. Okay. I want to push the right thing for Liberia, the youth of the country that you never met. You take away from them. Okay. So before you cast a vote for a political leader, you have to think.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. We hope that you can always have this time with us from there in the United States to Liberia to speak about these.
You don't have to sell your vote for just to jail tomorrow or maybe a week, and then after that you suffer for another 6 years. We have to know how to cast a vote. Do not mind people coming and doing flashy stuff. Doesn't make them a leader. You have to vote for the people who will actually affect the generation of Liberian people or Liberian children that will come and lead our country to the right path, and Liberia will be able to stand up tall as we are and be the light.
Thank you, Mrs. Guan, for taking your time out this afternoon on the afternoon program. Hope to have more of these interactions.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we say this is how I want to leave you on today, this afternoon. Left and her admiration and plans for Liberia upon Liberia. The issue of transparency, the issue of openness, accountability should be the hallmark of the day of this country. We can just lay like citizens who just be like chaff in the breeze. We can't just live like today we are here, tomorrow we are gone with no impact on our generation. We have to live with a consciousness, knowing that we own this place. We have to make impact into the lives of our people, that tomorrow, those who will come, their life. Until tomorrow, have a pleasant good afternoon. Just cover the ambassador. Good afternoon.
I don't know how to do things on